Ladies and gentlemen, there's a hell of a lot of rumours going around in the Twitterverse about WWE and AEW. Most importantly, Edge. Could Edge really be going to AEW? There's a lot of rumours going around about Edge, and I'm going to give my opinion on this and tell you why I believe these rumours are bullshit. There's also some rumours about Keith Lee walking out of AEW. I'm going to talk about that. Spiteful Select also did a report about Keith Lee trying to debunk these rumours. I'm going to talk about that. Swerve Strickland attempts to silence the critics that say AEW have done nothing with him. And I say attempt because he failed massively. And people are getting pissy about my opinion that Grado should not be at AEW All In. I'm going to touch on that. But first, Terry Funk. Terry Funk passed away yesterday. I've not got too much to say about this, apart from rest in peace, hardcore legend. I posted a Twitter post saying, rest in peace, you hard motherfucker, because that's what he was. That man had his bicep ripped out mid-match, taped it up, and continued the match. So yes, rest in peace, Terry Funk. A word of warning, you may hear some screaming in the background. That will be my daughter. She's watching Coco Melon, and when she sees a cow or a sheep or any sort of animal on there, she screams with excitement and goes, ah! And I can't really stop her from doing that, so you may hear that now and then. If you do, I apologise. There's not much I can do about it until I've got my setup. It should arrive by the 1st of September. Now let's talk about Keith Lee. So, rumours started about Keith Lee walking out of AEW. Now, I don't know where these rumours started. No one really knows where these rumours started, but they started. And they went around fast. The rumour was Keith Lee is unhappy with AEW. He walked out and he wants back in WWE. Sean Ross Sapp of Spiteful tried to debunk these rumours. He said that there was a miscommunication with Keith Lee and Tony Khan. AEW did not book Keith Lee for Dynamite, and he was booked for Rampage, which scheduled after Dynamite. But Keith Lee went home, and apparently he didn't know that he was supposed to be booked for Rampage. And there could be backstage heat with him. We don't know. But this is the story going around right now. One side says Keith Lee walked out. The other side says that was just a miscommunication. So we don't know, quite frankly. If he did, I don't blame him. But it is quite unprofessional. I don't like AEW, but I also don't like it when people walk out either. Walking out, unprofessional. I ain't into that. But if he did, he did. If he didn't, he didn't. Quite frankly, I think he'd be booked a lot better in WWE, because even when Vince was in charge, they did nowhere near as much damage to Keith Lee as what AEW and Keith Lee's own creative has done to Keith Lee. Keith Lee went from, I wonder what this man's going to do next. We're excited for Keith Lee, to this man looks 70 years old because he tried to pander to people who go grey young. Me, I'm one of those people. Apparently, people who go grey young want to see Keith Lee being grey and old. No, we don't want to see that. Okay? Yes, it's not fun going grey young. I know very too well. I'm only 25 and I've got tons of grey hair. But I'm one of those people he's pandering to, and I don't like it. Moving on from Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, his former tag team partner, and very, 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 very horrible feud. Their feud was awful. Is it even over? Is it still going? I don't know. They never had a singles match. Anyway, Swerve Strickland. So he decided to post on Twitter that the talk about AEW doing nothing with him is tiring. And he posted some pictures to try and prove that AEW does something with him. What are those pictures, you may ask? Well, it's a poster of his match at All Out and pictures with him and Rick Ross. That's it. That is it. That's his way of saying that AEW does something with him. Pictures with rappers. Wow. I mean, yes, Swerve Strickland, he could be a big big name in the wrestling business, but WWE fired him, and AEW, they're just, yeah, doing nothing with him, and they are doing nothing with him, because he was supposed to be teaming with AR Fox, and that now got scrapped, and he's now teaming with Christian. Why? Don't know. Well, they took AR Fox off the show. Who's AR Fox, you may ask? Don't know. He's a no-name from AEW. He's probably a good wrestler, but who is he? Don't know. Anyway, this all backfired on Swerve, and yeah, he's still trying to shut us up. Ain't working. AEW's doing nothing with your Swerve. Don't deny it. Just keep your mouth shut and do what you gotta do. Now, before I go to talk about Edge, the goal, 500 subscribers, 3,000 watch hours to get me monetized in YouTube Stage 1 partnership program. What you need to do to help me get there, like, comment, subscribe, share the video to all your friends. Thank you very much. And now we'll continue with the video. So Edge. Rumours coming out of PW Torch, which is a dirt sheet account, and they're saying that Edge had some demands from WWE in order for him to stay, and WWE would not meet these demands. What were these demands? Don't know. Who are these sources to say that this actually happened? Don't know. Because these dirt sheet accounts don't elaborate any further than the headline. This happened. That's it. And this is why we get so much fake bullshit news going around. Now, there is a small, and I mean small, chance that Edge could actually show up at All In. And I mean small. If he did, it'd be the worst decision he's ever made. Because he came back in 2020 because he wanted to end his career on his terms. If he goes to AEW, he ain't going to end his career on his terms. Because he's going to get injured. People in AEW, they're not trained to protect your opponent, and they're not trained to protect themselves. They're trained to go out there, do high spots and get injured. And that's what will happen to Edge. I'm very surprised Sting is not in a wheelchair yet. Because he's in his 60s, jumping off ladders and smashing his head onto tables. Will Edge be doing the same shit? Probably. But what I find odd is Edge was on the bump yesterday. WWE's live YouTube show. Yesterday. When these rumours came out. And he said he wants to face Sami Zayn before he retires. He wants to face Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's not in AEW. Sami Zayn's never going to AEW, he's in WWE. And why would he be on the bump? Why would he be on the bump when he's not with WWE anymore? A lot of conflicting and contradicting rumours going around since Edge was on the bump yesterday, which is WWE's YouTube show, which I'm sure you should at least be contracted by WWE or in a very good relationship with them to be on that. So these rumours, my opinion, bullshit. 100% bullshit. Again, I did say there is a chance, a very small chance, Edge could be at All In or All Out, whichever. They're a week apart, which doesn't make any sense. But there's a small chance. If that does happen, worst decision he could ever make for his career, because he's going to get a broken neck. And finally, Grado. Now, a lot of you will be saying, who's Grado? Exactly. Who is Grado? Now, I've seen Grado wrestle back in 2017 in WCPW, What Culture Pro Wrestling, back when all the cultaholic guys were still there and they were doing their thing, and they was actually all entertaining. Remember when they was all entertaining? I remember that. But those days are gone. Now, people want Grado versus Jeff Jarrett at All In. Why? Because it's in the UK. Grado, he happens to be Scottish. But what I'm saying is that nobody knows who Grado is. Nobody knows. Outside of the Twitterverse, nobody knows who this man is. Okay? And this isn't a personal attack against Grado. I can imagine he's a very nice guy. But there are certain people you just don't put on a pay-per-view in front of 80,000 people. And Grado, unfortunately, he's one of them. He is. Okay, I wouldn't put this man on a pay-per-view in front of 8,000 people. Maybe a house show, or like your WWE main event, or AEW Rampage, or Dark when it used to be Dark. He's that sort of guy. Apart from that, he's on the indies, and he's a comedy act. Now, the reasoning for people saying that Grado is over and should be at this show, because everyone in the UK apparently knows who Grado is. I have friends that are casual wrestling fans, no idea who Grado is. But the reasoning they've given is, reason one, he comes out to Madonna. Okay. Makes sense. Two, he stars in a sitcom on BBC called Two Doors Down. I've never heard of this show in my life, because nobody else, apart from loony lefties, nobody watches the BBC anymore. So that's why I think Grado shouldn't be at All In. He's a comedy act on the indies, and he should remain that way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.